Hello and welcome to another update video about GALA. Only really want to focus on the short term here in this particular video. I'm sure I'm going to do another update video later if we continue to see that volatility. Yesterday in the video I mentioned to you that you can use a trend line like this to understand when the third wave is over, and certainly I think we had that signal. However, before we saw that, we had quite a strong spike here in this fifth wave of the third. And I believe we are now in the fourth wave. At least I have reason to believe that. That's my current primary expectation. We had quite a strong rejection candle up here. You can see it actually on the 4-hour chart much better. This candle here, which is quite a strong rejection or reversal candle, which doesn't mean that the entire, let's call it short-term uptrend is over, but it certainly means that we should prepare for a stronger retracement, which I announced yesterday already. Can't remember if that was before we saw that move down or after, but I mentioned to you that this move down as soon as we break below the trend line, and I think I didn't make a video after we broke the trend line, but that this move down as soon as we break the trend line could be quite substantial. My current view is that this was an A wave down, which bottomed yesterday at 4.04 cents. We then possibly had a B wave to the upside here at 4.67 cents, and that we might now be coming down in a C wave. Wouldn't be a surprise given that, we just measure that, given that I mentioned to you in the previous video that the targets are between, and again they might have shifted slightly, but it was quite a strong retracement I talked about, because the wave 3 is so long that the wave 4 target, the ideal target, is 3.8 cents. And the maximum it should do in this fourth wave would be the 3.42 cent level, or 3.418, which is the 50% retracement. So actually, looking at what if it is a wave 4, which I think it is, then we should get into this region here and reverse somewhere. We've really only just entered it, as you can see here. Yeah, this is for me the likely option, the likely possibility. And this is how I count it. I mean, I've talked about this uptrend and I counted it as a 1-2-1-2 setup. And then this should have finished the third wave, the higher degree third. And then we should come down the fourth, and there should still be another leg up, which is also what I basically expect for Ethereum. So the count is pretty much aligned with Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I'm quite, you know, as long as the assumptions there are correct, this should also still push a bit higher, because, you know, there are correlations, even though they are temporary. But what is important to understand, there could be another count, yeah. And the other count is that I count all of this as a complete impulse. That I say, okay, we had a wave 1 here, we had a wave 2 here, this was a 3, this was a 4, and this is a 5. And this could, of course, then be finished, and we would come down in a wave 2 that could come down all the way. Let me just adjust that. That could come down all the way to, I always want to show you alternatives as well, right? So that could come down to 2.3 cents as a maximum. So in conclusion, that means as long as we stay above 2.3 cents, we still have a chance to move higher. Breaking below 2.3 cents, I mean, that is due to the volatility of this. Unfortunately, you know, this is quite a strong drawdown to establish that. But the 2.3 cent level is the level below which I think we are going to break down and make a new low. This is due to the volatility that we have to wait that long. But of course, you know, as soon as we break below 3.4, we know that we can expect a much stronger drawdown, possibly all the way down to 2.3 cents. Now, but this second scenario I just showed you, I don't believe it necessarily. It is valid. I have to say that. It's absolutely valid. I don't necessarily believe it. The reason I don't believe it is because it would mean quite a strong extension of the fifth wave. If you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would be a very strong wave 5 extension. And then we're talking about likelihoods again. How likely is it really, right? So primary expectation is to turn around here to move up. And then we have the other possibility that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we come down, still find support here and move up. And it could, of course, still be a larger ABC pattern as well. I still have that here. A, B, C, which would result in a breakdown, which is technically possible because we are still, in my opinion, in a bear market, and we still haven't broken like the 7.2 cent level, which is so relevant on the daily. Above that level, we can talk about also long-term bullish options. This is purely at the moment tracking a short-term potential and impulse and giving key support areas here and following it, observing it. But if this is just an ABC, it will break down and make lower lows. Yeah, and that is when we break below that 2.3 cent level that I just mentioned to you. The moment there's no way of telling the difference. At the moment, I'm expecting still that we are going to make another low, purely because we haven't done enough on the daily to justify a change of the daily trend. I will, by the way, relabel this, but it's not so important at the moment. I'm still looking at another low afterwards. I, at the moment, only assume this is a wave 4 retracement in a larger downtrend, and we will still get another 5th wave down. Yeah, like we get it for Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's, or at least Bitcoin. Yeah, with Bitcoin, I also have the expectation that we're currently in a 4th wave to the upside and would come down once more in a 5th. So it's basically very much aligned with Bitcoin at the moment. Yeah. However, that next wave down should then really be the last one. Yeah. So no surprises there at the moment. This is moving up. Yes, it was very strong. But again, as I always say, also in corrective moves to the upside, which would lead to another low, you have at least, well, you have 2 impulses, the wave A and the wave C. So if we push very strong, that can just be, you know, maybe a small catalyst because we were oversold. If you are in a bear market and you have oversold and you're very oversold on the indicators and you get some positive news, then that can purely act as a catalyst. But the thing is, news aren't really important because you can get all sorts of positive news in a bear market, and we've seen it throughout 2022. 2022. There have been so many bullish news about the crypto market, and news just don't matter, and prices kept dropping. So it's only really when there is not enough selling pressure left and you are oversold, and then you have a catalyst that can lead to a bear market rally, certainly. And maybe it develops to something more bullish here, that it will also change the daily trend, which of course could be. Then we're talking about maybe around about $2. Yeah, maybe a bit more in the next bull run. We talked about that in previous videos. But at the moment, I'm just purely observing this, tracking this with curiosity, and I will certainly keep you updated about the latest developments. You know now my key support areas, the invalidation points for each scenario, and maybe lastly here, target for the 5th wave. If we get one more wave up, and it depends on how low we go, right? I still think we should go a bit lower here in the C wave. If we look at what could a possible target be, the best way to do it at the moment is to take the 3rd wave length here, and I'm going to add it completely to the low of the 4th wave. This is maybe how low we go. And then we're looking at the target range between 5.47 cents and 6.7. It's quite a broad range, but the first target would be 5.47. It's not very accurate at the moment because I have not really the visibility. How deep do we really go with this C wave? Yeah, we can max out the entire green range, but I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.